Salutations and good morrow everyone, and welcome back to another grounded update video where today we are going to be going through and breaking down the Termite first look that came out from the Eminent Practical Technologies training video #1 that was just released over on their Twitter. And this gives us all sorts of really awesome information that is coming on the Termite that is going to be coming most likely in the next update to Grounded, which is going to be coming in just a couple weeks here. So what I want to do is I want to point out a couple things and we'll go through the video. We're going to listen to what they're saying throughout the video, listen to all the developers, different things that they're saying, but a couple things are going to pointed out in this video, which is why you should watch the end. 1, they're going to talk about the tier 3 axe. 2, they're going to talk about where the termites are going to be. 3, they're going to talk about where or how hard they are going to be. 4, I'm going to point out some cool things throughout the videos that are going to be going through and showing you guys some of the things that you may not be able to see by pointing them out. So let's go through and let's listen a little bit about the termite. I'll pause, we'll break down a couple things, and we'll keep on going.
So the termite is one of our new creatures that we've been working on. The termite is one of the creatures that inhabits the upper yard.
The termite. Why would we put that in Grounded?
Introducing new content is kind of like its own puzzle game because you just got to figure out where it goes, what it does, how much to give the player.
Termites, much like larvae, are just really horrible to look at. Like, they're kind of pale and pasty and shiny, and that's just the worst.
Okay, so a couple things I want to point out with looking at these little guys here. So first of all, you guys will already see that they're talking a lot about where the termites are going to be. You guys were able to see a little snip of where their base is, what their base is going to look like, which, by the way, they have mentioned this is going to be in the upper yard. So that means that when they release this is going to be an upper yard update. First upper yard update that they have done. So this is huge news for us guys. But what I want to point out is if you look, some of these termites are different colors from each other, which means I'm assuming that we're going to be getting some different skills. Let's continue on listening and then we'll talk about some more.
That's just the worst. So, you know, again, the more we can get of things that are terrible, the better.
You might be thinking to yourself, termites are pretty similar to ants, aren't they? Well, aren't they?
Termites are very similar to ants in a lot of ways, but they are a little more threatening than your typical ant. And we thought it was a good progression between the red ants and the black ants, and now you have these termites that are in the upper yard.
We're looking for like another ant type that's a little bit stronger for the tier 3. And termites kind of fill that goal, as well as giving us a bunch of other opportunities. You know, like termites are known for eating through wood, so their pincers must be really strong, so we can use that as, like, you know, the main ingredient for a tier 3 axe.
All right, so as that they just pointed out 2 things. 1 is that this is a progression, right? So these are going to be stronger than your standard black ants that are in the yard right now. So stronger than red ants, stronger than black ants. So they're going to be a tough enemy that's in the yard. And they all group up and stuff. You'll see that in just a second. But they did just announce as well that this is how they're going to be making the tier 3 axe that's going to be coming in the game. You know that we have the pebblet axe and then the insect axe, which means now we're going to be getting a termite axe at some point. And we're also going to be getting termite armor at some point in the future as well. So a lot of really cool things talked about so far. Let's keep going and finish out this video a little bit, and I'll pause throughout some other interesting points as well.
And they create this interesting idea of tunneling through wood, which is an environment we don't have yet.
When people think of insects, a lot of times they'll think of insect swarms. And so having another like hive creature that works together and bands together and will end up fighting you like as a large group, and it'll call its friends over and they'll come and fight you as well. I think that's a great thing to add to the game, and it's another thing that we were looking for, you know, as we progress in the game and go to the sort of later stage, more dangerous sections of the yard. We
have a lot of cool ideas where we could put termites, and one of those areas was just, you know, what if Wendell was chopping a bunch of logs and store.
Okay, so couple things that we are going to point out here. I'm going to give more of a breakdown, but let me point out a couple things. I'm even going to make myself invisible so that way you guys can see everything that we're going to look at here. So let me point out a couple of things here. First of all, look where you are. Here's the shed. We're on this side of the shed. All right. Look at all the different things you can see. You got a research base, an axe. Over here, we have something sort of tarp with a juice box on top of it. Over here, there's some crazy things that are going on over in this area. We have some mushrooms that are growing down here, all right? All sorts of areas to go in and out of for these different termite bases. So, a lot of really, really cool things that are coming. Look at all the stuff in the background that they have over here that's still being worked on. So, a lot to come, guys, a lot to come. Don't worry, this update is going to be just as big as the Hot and Hazy update when it comes out.
Firewood in his yard. And that's something.
Look at this. Look at how cool this looks, guys. This is absolutely amazing. Look at this areas that they have given you here. First of all, we have some sort of bike tire right here. That's neat. But look at this pile of wood. Look at this pile of wood that they have stacked up over here that the termites are going to be infested in, that they're going to be all over here, and that they're going to be getting into for us to be able to see all these different things. This is going to be so cool. I cannot wait to see this. So let's go back just a little bit to listen to Adam talk a little bit more, because I kind of been talking over him a little bit and pausing. So let's go back. Let's listen to him all the way through.
What if Wendell was chopping a bunch of logs and stored a bunch of firewood in his yard? That's something that a lot of people do, have a big pile of firewood.
The creature that makes most sense to be in that kind of environment, I think, is a termite, since they love chewing through wood and stuff. So we wanted a creature that fit that environment, and that's what we came up with.
We all kind of have ideas on what a termite den might look like, and they look pretty wild, and getting that fidelity of how the wood looks and how the chewed wood looks, that is a challenge for us.
We knew that it would make a great dungeon experience if we had termites that burrowed into the wood and burrowed into the shed somehow.
One of the goals, as I said...
So, another thing I want to point out before Adam keeps talking here, and that is that they talked about how it's going to be burrowed into the shed as well. So somehow we're going to be getting into the shed at some point through the termites is what it sounds like. So this is going to be a huge update, a huge base or dungeon for you to go through. And they did say it's going to be dungeon-like, which means it's going to be like the Black Anthill, but probably on steroids in comparison, because you see how big that area is. And so far, this is all above ground. They're not talking about anything that's going underground right now, because termites do burrow as well. So this could be a massive dungeon. And they did say this is later game. So we are getting closer to when Grounded's going to release fully. Let's finish up. Let's listen a little bit more.
Was to create a creature that used existing rig that we could do retargeting. And one of the challenges was trying to figure that out. So Zach did the heavy lifting on that and figured out how to, morph the ant rig into the termite.
Oh, you want to know what animation retargeting is, don't you? Damn it, I'm a scientist, not an animator. But because I'm perfect, it's probably something to do with taking the skeleton of the Aculeta, Formicodia, what is with these words, and making it work instead as a Blattodea isoptera. They want to take the ant skeleton, change it enough to become a termite, and make it move correctly.
We basically modified the ant rig. The biggest thing we changed was the leg proportions and shape. So that we were able to transfer animations over, but a lot of them looked messed up, so I had to go in and tweak a lot of stuff as well. But the worker has like this goo spew attack. That's what we're calling, is goo spew, or at least in-house, where it just kind of shoots this goo it has inside it. This is a real thing, by the way. I think we did research on that, but it does shoot this goo, and I just kind of made it look like it's just kind of like hawking it up and just like shooting it, spitting it out at you, which is kind of a fun little thing I did.
Well, I mentioned that it's like, familiar and ant-like, but hopefully with what we've done, it feels pretty unique anyway. Our goal there is to kind of wrap the familiarity with kind of this new exciting experience. So hopefully that comes through.
One thing to ponder about with the termites is how much wood could a termite chuck if a termite can chuck wood, which they can, which means How big will their den be?
All right, so we're going to pause there because that pretty much just goes on, and it's just the Shiloh puppet going through and talking about some stuff. But I'm just going to go back, and I'm just going to pause on some really, really cool, like, little, there we go. We'll just pause on this guy because this is the center point of this video. But what I want to point out is that they've made calls to how big this den's going to be. They aren't joking around when they said it's large. And a lot of people, I know what they're saying. It looks a lot like an ant, and they're saying it's going to be rigged like an ant, but it's not going to act the same, and they are promising a unique experience with these guys. So I'm super, super excited about this update, guys. It's huge. It's going to be big. They've announced a tool. We've already seen that there's going to be some armor that's coming. They said that there is worker termites, which means we're going to be getting more than one termite as well, by the way, guys. So all sorts of really, really cool things. Probably even a termite queen in the bottom of this for a boss. Just saying, we're probably going to be getting a boss because they add bosses in every update. So all sorts of really, really cool things were released in this. This is like a little snip about what's coming soon. So I cannot wait to check out this update with the rest of you guys. I cannot wait to talk more about this update with you guys. I'm going to listen to the rest of this update that they have with the puppets, and I'll let you guys know if there's anything cool in the next video. So thank you guys all so much for watching this video. If you guys liked it, please hit that like button for me. Tell me know you guys want to see more. Also, please make sure you guys are subscribed because I'd hate for you guys to miss anything for Grounded. And also, please don't forget to leave me a comment down below with your most thing that you're the most excited about. But as always, guys, thank you all so much, and I'll see all of you guys in the next one.